Yeehaw.
Your weapon, sir.
Thank you, steward. Fire in the hole. I'm alive. Awesome. Way to go. We did it, steward.
Shalom, shalom. Call HALALYAM La, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles who gave MILLSTONE and teaching me well. Peace and salutations be to hopeful elect. I'm coming at you from the prophets in Babylon, camp here in Tampa, Florida. Alright, this lesson is going to be going into Esau's mastered his blessing. Okay, just going to show you how far he has come with his sword, with his technology. Okay, how far he has advanced in this society and the world. Alright, this devil is powerful, man. You know, it's no wonder the scriptures say, you know, it tells you what he's going to do. Let me grab it. Book of let me grab the full chapter. It says in the book of Revelation chapter 7, it's like the book of Revelation chapter 12 and verse 7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Okay, and they said there was war in heaven. And back then you may think, oh shit, there's a war between Michael and the actual dragon in the spirit realm. No, man, this is talking about in the sky. This is actually going to take place in the sky, in the air. All right, the sky is called heaven in the scriptures. All right, but back then, when these scriptures were wrote down, there was no man that was flying in the air. No man created anything to be in the air or stay in the air, hover in the air, or even fly faster than the speed of sound in the air, man. They have jets that can fly faster than the speed of sound. Okay. These devils are on another level, man. Back then, when you're reading these scriptures over 2,000 years ago, you would think, oh, this has got to be a fantasy, a fairy tale, or myth. Nobody can fly. You know, nobody gonna be at war. You know, people probably actually took this scripture literally. But as time went on, we got the true understanding of the scripture. There was war, it says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. Or the dragons are going into Esau, Edom, man. Okay, the beast system. All right, it says, and the dragon fought and his angels. All right, so the dragon going to Esau, Edom, and all those affiliated with them, man. It says, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Okay, they grab this one in Esdras. Book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13 and verse 'Says, 3. In fact, I'll start at verse 1. Salakia. Second Ezra chapter 13 and verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, and that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. When he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Who is it speaking of? It's speaking of YAHAWASHI Mashiach, man. Alright, when the Lord returns. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice. Like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. So people was melting from the sound of his voice, man. Okay? Scripture talks about the sound of the Lord's voice being like the sound of many waters, or the sound of thunder. You know, even when back in the time of Egypt, when the Lord would speak to Israel, Israel was complaining about how terrifying his voice was. So they asked that he just spoke to Moses, and Moses relayed the message. You know, they were so afraid of the Lord that they wore veils over their head, man. Alright, it says, and after this I beheld, what they got going on this road, man. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So there was gathered a multitude of men out of number. So you couldn't even number these men. Alright, it was so many that you just couldn't even number them. So it was armies coming against YAHAWASHI. Alright, and you know, we already know what it is. It's going to be in the midst of Esau going to war with these other nations. They're going to see YAHAWASHI come out the air, and they're going, oh shit, we gotta stop him. We got a common enemy. Let's come together, form an alliance, you know, form a temporary alliance and stop this man. They ain't gonna be able to stop YAHAWASHI. He's too powerful, man. It says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. All right, so this is Esdras was seeing a vision of the war taking place in heaven, man, in the sky. You know, back then you would think, nah, ain't nobody gonna be that powerful to be able to be in the sky like the chariots. But now it makes sense. Now the scriptures are starting to make sense, huh? Okay, because the devil's got all sorts of technology to be up there, man. The devil's got robots now who can drive cars and shoot guns and talk, crack jokes, and you know. And what's so crazy is I'm gonna put in the intro video, but they got these Tesla bots. You know, they look like the robots from iRobot, sort of, man. You know, and they talk just like the robots would talk in movies. You know, the fact that these movies predicted how they were going to talk, that just goes to show you they already had this technology. It wasn't, you know, something they just came out with, just been working on. It's something they had for, you know, decades already. They say the military technology is 40 years ahead of modern civilization, man. Okay. It says, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. Because what? It was a chariot covering the whole sky, man. Alright? Chariot was covering the whole sky. Couldn't see where it was coming from. It wasn't an actual mountain. It was just something that was very gigantic, very big. You can't see where it was landed at. If it was touching the ground, no, man, it was covering the whole. It was so huge, it covered the whole sky. We've seen a video before they released of outer space footage. showing a chariot pulling up to earth, but the chariot was, man, this chariot was huge. It was a good 10 times the size of the earth, man. The earth looked like a little the earth looked like a little basketball compared to it. You know how basketball is to a human form, to a full-grown man size. That's what the chariot was compared to the earth in that video, man. I was like, damn. You know, and you seen the design under it. It looked just like the design of the bottom of a chariot. You know, it looks like something, you know, otherworldly, I should say. It says, after this I beheld, and lo, all they which gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight, because the Lord put the spirit on them to fight. It's finna be a good show, man. It's finna be a good movie. All right. Lord, I put it in their spirit to, you know, get down to business. So it says, here. It says, and lo, as you saw the violence of the multitude that came. So these people were afraid, man. These people are gonna be afraid. Okay, they're gonna be afraid to fight, and yet they're gonna fight anyways. Right? Imagine that, seeing something that's not from this world, but it's a Jake. You know, a Jake come, you know, from heaven, come out of the air, crack the sky in a chariot. With great power. People gonna be afraid, man. They're gonna be afraid, because all the nations really deep down got a fear of Jake. You know, because they got power radiating through them, man. So, all these nations truly deep down fear Jake, man. All right, that's why they don't want to be near him. They don't want to be close to him. You watch the show, the anime. It's an anime called Naruto. You seen everybody didn't want to be near him, and they mistreated him, you know, just like they treat Jake. But it was because of the power that he had inside of him. They were afraid of it. They were afraid of the power that he has inside of him, man. So these nations are afraid of us because of the power that we have inside of us. Scripture say, greater is he. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Let me grab it. This is why the nations fear us. It's the book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 4. Ye are of YAHAWASHI, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So the spirit in us is greater than the flesh of us that's in the world, man. Okay, our bodies. The Lord is within us, man. They fear the Lord. You know, why the scriptures say, that's why the scriptures say, thou believest that there is one power, thou doest well. The devils believe also, and they tremble. You know, rough the paraphrasing. It says, back to 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, and we're at verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Okay, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. Those are, hey man, that's a serious concentration of power, man. All right, you ever seen like a Kamehameha wave in an anime? That's why we like watching these animes, man, because it resembles power. It shows us the type of power that that's going to be bestowed upon us, Lord, when we be those men. You know, when we need it, when we need it. You know, the type of power the Lord is going to be shewing when he returns to the earth. Scripture says, I shall not meet thee as a man. It says, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell. When you mix all this stuff together, you get powerful laser beams, man. Okay. Chariot laser beams. It says, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and yet burned them up, every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, so that means instantly, an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived. So in an instant, that whole army vanished. Okay, the whole army vanished in an instant. You've seen the movie The Elders and Apostles of the Great Millstone. They rephrase it all the time. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. Let's see. I think it's the War of the Worlds. I think it's... yeah, it's gotta be. If not, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. But it says, it's somewhere along those lines, man. It's like an apocalyptic movie, and it was around 2001, 2002, 3, whatever. It was an older movie, but I believe they just came out with a newer one, actually. And it shows aliens invading the world, and when the aliens were shooting like laser beams at them, they would vanish in an instant. They would just vanish. There'd just be smoke. It was just smoke left of their ass, man, and their shoes and clothes. Okay, but in this, in reality, ain't gonna be nothing left of their ass. Okay, it says, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived. I mean, he saw nothing. You know, as soon as that laser beam came out, he saw nothing else after it, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. That's a heavy vision, man. You know, imagine seeing a vision like that. You seeing the Lord come down out of heaven in his glorious countenance, which is a fearful sight. Okay, his voice, which is melting people, a fearful sound. Okay, and you saw him go to war against the world. The whole world gathered against him, and in an instant they were destroyed, man. That's power, bro. Nothing was to be perceived with dust and smell of smoke. But that just goes to show you that these devils are going to try to put up a fight against the Lord. How powerful you're going to have to be to be at war with the Lord in the air. While he's floating in the air, you floating in the air too, and going to war. Okay, the Lord has really prepared. The Lord has prepared He's prepared the greatest movie of all times, man. It's the Lord's movie. Okay, it's gonna be quite the climax, man. You see the Lord and all his angels pull up. You see these damn heathens gather together after fighting each other and combine their power to be brought to nothing anyways. Come on, man. The The Lord is far out with it. Alright, you can't come close to fathoming or imagining the Lord's mind, man. We're about to see some really crazy things take place. You know, you would have never thought that Esau would get this powerful. And the Lord's about to show you that his power is nothing to his. But let me grab this. In the book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 30. Genesis 27 and verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? But bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. Meaning everything. This nigga got everything, man. That's why he can go into any country he wants to and change their laws and their ways, their traditions. He can go in any country he wants to and get down to business and conquer. Alright, it says, and by thy sword, but now we're in a time where he can't do that shit no more. Because he's coming to the end of his kingdom. An average lifespan of a kingdom is 250 years. This devil's just about reaching that, man. If not, I've already succeeded. It says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass. So this devil lives by his sword. That's why the Roman soldiers, modern day Roman soldiers now, they always trying to put Jake to death, man. Okay? From the beginning, Esau was trying to put Jake to death. It says, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Alright? So, there you have it, man. This devil gonna rule by his sword. He has been ruling by his sword. But you see how far his sword has gone. It's gone from sticks, stones, to bow and arrows, to muskets, to infantry rifles and shit. Okay, to machine guns, to missiles. This devil's got missiles now. He's on another level, man. Video, just the last lesson I put up was a video of him. This devil was escorting a missile through a city. They had precision driving, because what? It was a nuclear missile in there. One wrong turn, that motherfucking gonna blow up the whole city. Okay, that's a waster to destroy in that truck, and they drove it through a city to deliver it to another area of the country or whatever, man. You've seen the military trucks surrounding it, and nothing can come in between it. They probably started off driving that way and ended off driving that way. And didn't move from their ranks. They didn't even break their ranks, man. Okay, probably a few feet apart from each other. And never even moved. Going the same speed limit. But hey, that just goes to show you we're in those days. Okay, this devil's blessing has become it's almost like a wonder. Scripture talks about wonders and miracles this devil gonna do. Look at these robots. Look at these robots driving cars and shooting guns. This devil also got Terminator dogs and drones that can fly to your face and self-destruct on your face, man. And Jake got his baby Glock Jr. sitting under his pillow thinking that he gonna be good. You're gonna find out the hard way. A lot of Jake gonna find out the hard way, man. But this devil ain't no joke. But I truly hope this lesson was edifying to you. I came out walk through some true sincerity. Until next time, I give all glory, honor, praises unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom.